Hello. Well,
Hello. Yeah, Ekene, good
nice,
day.
nice to see you again.
Same here.
Nice
So
to
great
see
to
you
see you.
again. Wow,
Thank
man. See, the last time, unfortunately, I didn't push the record button. I
I
mean,
remember.
it's sad that after nearly 40 minutes of very, very interesting discussion that I found out that I didn't do the needful, pushed the record button, you know. Yeah, guys, yes, this is exactly what happened a few days ago with my guest, Abel. Uh, we'll have we were having a very good I will even say fantastic discussion until I found out that I didn't do the needful. Okay, so luckily Abel was very generous to agree to be here again for us to do it again. Okay, I'm hoping that today the discussion will be as interesting or even more interesting than it was a few days ago. All right. So let's start. Abel, please,
Yes.
please introduce yourself to my audience. Tell them who you are and what you do.
Okay. Thank you so much, Ekene, for having me again. And all apologies well accepted. Things happen like
Thank you.
this. Yeah,
Thank
it's
you.
it's a technical situation, so it's completely fine. I'm able Ejiofor. I'm a human capacity development expert, an African growth strategist, a young African on a mission to building people, products, and systems that makes for the development of Africa and the world at large. So I have engaged for about 7 years now with young people seeking for ways, curating programs, and designing activities that will help young people, especially in Africa, to be at their best and help them take part in the other opportunities available in other parts of the world. So I'm currently the executive director at Ideas Worth Billions, a human capacity development organization geared towards the empowerment of young Africans through sustainable solutions, value creation, and global opportunities. So we're a growing community of over 5K members, and we are pushing to rewrite the African narrative. So I think that's a brief introduction of Able.
Yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you again. See, I was intrigued when I saw ideas worth billions, okay, on your profile. Okay. Yes, let me say this. I go to LinkedIn to find those interesting African leaders, okay, who are doing something that I bring to you guys here. So I saw that ideas worth billions. Yes, I know that they are their ideas worth billions, okay, but what exactly are you getting to? Just take us through your thinking and what you are actually trying to do in Africa.
All right. Africa is one of the most blessed, if I wouldn't say the most blessed continents in the world,
Mm,
not just because of our natural resources, but most importantly, because of our human capital. We have a rare, diverse, robust, and very rich crop of human capital that has not been harnessed fully yet. So Ideas Worth Billions is on a drive to refining these net worths of young people and bringing them into service to the continent and to the world. So what our mandate is to impact the lives of 500 million young people in Africa by 2030. So how do we intend to do this? We evaluated and noticed that the major challenge in Africa is the mindset problem. So we are targeting to redefining mindsets, curating growth systems, and connecting young people to opportunities that will help them grow. So at Ideas Worth Billions, we have a lot of activities and programs channeled to the development of young people. Some of our activities hold monthly, some are bi-weekly, and some hold once in a year. So let me talk about our major conference for the year.
Please do that.
So, we hold an acceleration conference once every year. So the acceleration conference seeks to bring industry experts and connect them to young people in Africa. We bring industry experts in several sectors of the economy, have them speak, mentor, and train young people to achieving or actualizing their career goals and dreams. So we try to create an atmosphere that is very conducive for young people to share their ideas, to ask their questions, to listen to industry experts, tell them how to navigate through the uncertain waters of career development, personal development, what's needed in different sectors of the economy, how do you get to these things? So the Acceleration Conference also holds a pitch session, a business pitch session, where young people who have bright ideas could pitch it. We have a panel of judges, and they review these business proposals and pitches. And in the end, the top 3 or top 4 or top 5, depending on the funding that comes in for the conference at that time, get rewarded for their business ideas. At the same time, get mentoring for their business ideas. So that's basically what we do at Acceleration Conference. Also, we create an avenue for exhibitions. Yes, that's one of the things we do at Acceleration Conference. So because we have a pool of investors, industry veterans, young people, innovative individuals, thought leaders coming together for that conference, because the conference is normally hybrid. We have a live audience and a virtual audience. So everything is streamed while we hold the live activities as well. So we created a platform where young people can exhibit their products. So we have a lot of skilled individuals in Africa, right? So we give them an opportunity to come display what you have. So although these things go through processes, you can't just open your floors and everybody begins to, so it's a process. So we review some, using some different metrics, driving towards the objective of the program and the theme for that particular year. So they exhibit their products and services, then they get to land investors, partners, clients, customers, people who patronize them. So as the name implies, Acceleration Conference, our drive for that conference is no one who comes to the conference lives the same way they came.
Okay.
So if you came with a business idea, it should have been better refined. In fact, let me even start with those who didn't come with a business idea. If you didn't come with a business idea before you leave, something will have started brewing in you that tells you that, okay, I have something that I can offer. If you came with a business idea, it will have been refined. If you are someone who is seeking a career in the corporate sector, in the tech sector, wherever it is, you've seen a pathway that helps guide you towards that, So if you came with products and services, you'll have gotten connected to very relevant network, set very robust network of individuals, clients, and mentors, and the likes of it. So that's what we do at Acceleration Conference. So we also have a capacity conference, The capacity conference is aimed at the younger generation. Yeah.
Okay.
So young people in high school, basically high school, because most of us, our formative years are the years we spent in the university. In Africa, the university is like the training ground for those things, habits, attitudes, characters, network, friends, and almost everything.
It's everywhere. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah. So we try to reach out to the younger generation, those who are trying to transit into this uncertain world of the tertiary institution. We try to guide them through on career choices, let them know what's available out there. So many of us, if we got the quality of information we desired to have gotten before we entered into the university, the choices we made in tertiary institution, we would not have made them.
Yeah,
and that would have
that's true.
Changed our life, So we intend to reach out to these young ones. They've not yet experienced what it feels like to make choices, because when you're in high school, most times
your parents make a choice for you. Yes.
Exactly. So you've not weighed your decision-making abilities right. So we try to get them early and show them the way to make decisions, how to balance thoughts with things that are available in the world, how to sieve through valuable information, how to leverage very good network systems, how to create their value systems, basically on value systems. And we also give them opportunities to learn tech skills and give them monetization, online monetization, internet monetization, or digital monetization opportunities. We share these opportunities with them to just help them. So basically, we are building their personal development, their leadership skills, and their decision-making, processes. So we just try to get them ready for the world out there. So that's what we do at Capacity Conference. So we target secondary schools.
Yeah.
So we speak to them, we hold mentoring sessions, and we share valuable insights, and the likes of it. So that's what we do at Capacity Conference. So for our monthly programs, we have what we call the School of Champions, right? So our School of Champions is a monthly training we hold online. It's purely virtual for now. Yes. So what we do is we select an interesting and exciting aspect of tech, business, or leadership, but mostly on tech and business. Then call a celebrated African who has track record in that sector to come speak to the audience. So they bring in their questions, they get answers to their questions with 3 topics like digital monetization, Web3 technology, virtual reality, data science, so the likes of it. So we get to empower our community with these ideas and systems and products that are available out there that they don't know about.
Wow.
So our aim is just impacting. We just want to reach out to young people. We just want to make sure that there's nothing we can offer them that they don't have. Like, we just want to give it all out, because we believe that Africa is such a great nation with a very, very robust human resource capital that can be, really harnessed for the good of the continent. So we have other programs. We have the Startup Fund Box. We have the Mentor Me Compass. There are over 9 programs that we have curated for the community. Yes.
So the Ideas Worth Millions has so many ways to leverage ideas to billions. Interesting.
Correct.
Wow.
Correct.
Wow. So you say you have been doing this for how long?
Okay, so ideally, Ideas Worth Billions is a year old.
Okay.
Yes. So we started last year, 2021.
Okay.
Right. But we've been building the process and system for it for quite a while.
Yeah.
My friend Akodi Peterson, who is the CEO at Ideas Worth Billions, got the insight of Ideas Worth Billions for about, he's been, gathering the resources and ideas for over 5 years now.
Yeah.
So, but we launched out last year. Yes.
Great. I also saw this on your LinkedIn page where you talk about African growth strategy. Now, this is something that a few people have alluded to or have talked about. Okay, so to you, how do you define the African growth strategy? Just define your view of it to my audience and tell us more about it.
All right. Okay. I'm happy you asked. Right. So, to me, I believe that if you want to solve a problem and solve it well, go to the origin. Try and find out the root of that problem.
The foundation.
What's the primary cause of this problem? And I've been able to demystify the complexities of the challenge we have as a continent.
Wow.
In Africa. Yes.
Okay.
My resolve completely is that the problem of Africa is the problem of mindsets. We do not have the needed level of transformation in the mind by the needed volume, number of people to cause the kind of change that we deserve. Not even momentum that other parts of the world are seeing, but that we deserve. Something strikes me so powerfully about the movie Black Panther. That movie is just so fascinating. Over and again, I go back and I watch it. I refused to delete it from my system because it conveys a certain form of message to me that I love to preach, and it's the message of understanding value. Wakanda as a nation understood their value. They knew what they had. They were not interested in competing with any other part of the world. In fact, when the concept of opening up their gates to the world came, to the table, the idea around it was actually towards giving. Like, okay, so we have a lot of things, now let's give it out. We have a lot of things, now let's give it out. So the same way vibranium was so cherished and, admired by the Wakandans, that's the same way we can value our robust capital in human form, human resource capital, our diversity, the peculiarities of our individuality and our diversity. If we can understand that this is a powerful advantage we have, we can actually use it for our own good. Now, the problem of Africa is mindset, right? So as an African growth strategist, what's the strategy I see towards liberating Africa or rewriting the African narrative? It's redefining the mind, basically redefining the mind. I've heard the saying, if there is a will to, a how to will never be a problem. And I agree completely. So that quote, I think it's from Viktor Frankl, the logotherapist. I've gone through some of his work and they're quite rich when it comes to human relationship and human motivation. So one of the challenges that we're having is, in short, that's the basic challenge we're having, our mindset. So when we understand that this is what we have and that we can convert what we have to what we want it to become, then our problems are solved. There are several other things that we can, call to be the problem of Africa, corruption, poor leadership, and on and on and on. But all of these things still boils down to the mindset. What's the mindset of your leader? What's the mindset of an individual? What's your mindset to growth? What's your mindset to development? What's your mindset to empowerment? Helping people, growing people. This will show you how much we can do, how much we can achieve when we have the right mindset. So as a strategist, what I do is empower young people with the right mindset to achieving what they want to achieve. So it's called a growth mindset. It's the growth mindset that I adopt, right? So systems, processes, concepts that will help you get better as an individual, so that will help you transform your mind. So that's my strategy to the African people. Not like there are no other things that comes, into the equation in the journey of growth, but the major thing to get is the mindset. When we get mindset,
okay,
yes.
Well, I agree with you that the mindset is the primary challenge we have. Okay, now the mind, like you said, we don't have enough people who think this way. Okay, and that's because of the level of our education in our communities. Okay, now the accelerated development in the world, okay, it just came within the last 3-4 centuries. Okay, and that's when we started the scientific revolution. Okay, that gave us more information about things we used to subscribe to the gods. Okay, and then from that, from physical science to psychology to other things. Okay, now we started thinking basically about everything in a scientific way. Okay, yes. Now for us, we still have a large population who don't have basic literacy, okay, in Africa. And without being literate, you can't read. Okay, and we know that if you want to improve your mindset, you need to be able to consume information from other people. Okay, now with those that can read, how many of us actually read? Okay, see, for me, this is a big deal for me. Okay, I am a big advocate of reading. And what I found out about many of us is that we don't like to read. We don't like to read, but we want to talk about everything in the world. Okay, but how do you get the information to talk about it? I see a lot of people talking about things they don't have a clue about. Okay, so to change the mindset, it's not just for me. It's not just about you, me talking. No, we need people to read, because once you consume so many ideas from different people, then you start thinking, analyze all those ideas, and then you can come up with your own idea based on what the work that other people have done in that space. You might catch on with some novel idea that nobody has. And that may be the breakthrough in that space. Okay. But until you consume the foundational ideas from people before you, you cannot come up with a better idea. And the only way you can consume those ideas of people before you is to read. And that's one thing that we fail to do. We don't like to read. So, Abel, how can we encourage more of our young people, okay, to read?
Okay, I'm so excited that you brought this up, right? So, reading for us in Africa. I've heard a saying that if you want to, I don't know how they put it,
to hide something from Africans,
yes,
put it in a book.
Put it in a book, yes. I've heard that being said, time and again. Although that narrative is changing right now.
Well,
it's changing. I like to. I don't want to sound optimistic or anything, but I stand to, boldly declare that young people are being transformed in Africa. I can tell.
Okay.
I work closely with young people, and I can tell you the volume of interest we have in programs and activities is mind-blowing, very outstanding. It shows
I don't doubt that. Okay, I don't see.
Yes.
Let me just say this. See, people who get involved in the modern technology drive, okay, they think they know something just because they are involved in that space of technology. No, they don't know anything. They only know that particular technology. See, the foundation of any technology is a theory in science. Okay, so if you want to understand the fundamentals that your technology runs on, then you need to understand the theory, at least to an extent. Okay, if you understand the theory, you might be able to come up with a better technology. Now, to do this, you need to read. So people do technology, get involved with it, it's hands-on, okay? But many of them do not even understand the foundational theory on which that technology runs. That's what I'm saying.
All right, I agree with you. All right. So my comment was not negating what you said.
Okay.
It was just, it was buttressing it. But we are just having a drive, right? So reading is very pivotal. Like I can't express it enough how much powerful reading is. And this is the beauty I've discovered from reading. Yeah. Not necessarily just the knowledge you are interfacing with from the content that you are consuming, but how it kind of broadens the capacity of your mind to evaluate different neural pathways for ideas and concepts. That's something I've understood about reading. And I even noticed that it happens faster when I engage topics that I'm not conversant with. All right. So that was one of the things that drove me so far in psychology, and helped my process of human capacity development way more. So I kind of understand humans more by understanding how the brain works. Yeah. So, but initially, psychology sounded quite abstract to an extent for me. Having an engineering background, because I have an engineering background. So, but consuming content on psychology began to broaden the spectrum of my reasoning. So it creates several neural pathways. And before you know it, it's as though your mind is picking a node, your brain is picking a node from this particular thought and connecting it with that particular thought.
That's
and
it.
the possibilities of new outcomes
increases.
is endless, like very, very endless. So it's a really powerful tool to read, to broaden the mind, continual learning, unlearning, and relearning, opening up the mind to knowledge. Very, very, very important. And I was privileged, or I am privileged, to be working with my friend Obongjo on this reading campaign. He's launched a program to help young people leverage reading. So from his research, he found out that there were some reasons why most young people don't read.
Okay.
Right? Why most people don't even read. Number one is they don't see a need to read. Why should I read? What am I reading for? Okay. Those that have read, what has it gotten to them? Secondly, I read and I don't understand. So why bother myself to keep reading? And third, I don't have a motivation to, with respect to picking a particular thing to read. Yeah. Right? So it seems like it's just, a drive in futility. And when I reviewed these findings, I kind of placed it side by side some of the psychological researches that have been done over the years, theories of need, Alderfer's theory of need, and Maslow's theory of need. Yeah. And I was evaluating, and if you notice, one of the ravaging challenges of Africa is hunger. And so a person best to see a means to just eat, I need to eat. Yeah. And it's as though our leaders understand, some of the bad leaders in Africa understand the power of hunger, and you just tend to use it as an advantage.
Keep you hungry, and then you can look at any other thing. That's true.
Exactly. So I noticed that that's one of the challenges, because people they feel like reading is secondary, going through all of this hustle and, let me just look for the money. How do I get the money? I don't need to speak English to get money. I just need to do this or do that and get the money. All right. So now what's the solution? The solution is awareness. Change the mindset. I always quote.
Change its mindset. That's also involves reading. So it's a cycle.
Now the continent has people who have read and have seen the light. Yeah. Right. And we are leveraging them to empower those who are yet to see it. It's a relay. Right. So Albert Einstein said, no problem can be solved with the same mindset that created it. Right. So now we've seen the problem. We that are enlightened have gotten the solution. Now, what we do is we speak, we empower, we encourage, we educate those who are yet to come into that light.
Very good.
We try to get them on time. So you don't need to know how to read and write to hear me speak. But while I speak to you, I will give you the reasons for you to be able to read. I will encourage you to read. I will be able to answer the questions and difficulties you have with your reading. I'll be able to motivate you to get a passion, a line of, drive towards reading. I'll give you reasons why your education, your literacy is a channel towards not just your development, but the development of other people. How it's a sure way for you to be liberated from even the hunger that seems to plague you.
Exactly.
Then I give you the examples of others who have told that part. I was once there, I have come out. John was once there, he's out. Peter was there, Anne was there, and we are all out. And you can do this. This is available to you. And truly speaking, a good number of African countries has adopted the free education system, and we are recording a higher number of young people enrolling into schools, mostly secondary, primary and secondary, that's basic education,
Yeah.
which to an extent is majorly what most people need.
Yeah.
You understand?
That's true.
It's basically what most people need, right? So going further is completely a choice. It's a choice, yeah. But it's basic education. So now the other challenge is that you see people who are in school, but they're just going through the system. They're not taking anything from the system, right? Yeah. So now when we go out to them, when we reach out to them, when we connect with them, we tell them, okay, this is the opportunities that are bound in your environment. This is how much you can leverage from knowledge that is being shared to you now. Maximize it. Don't just let it go that way. Maximize it. Get the best you can get from the system and continue. Be able to sift through, pick the right ones, leave the wrong ones, and navigate. That's why we are always reaching out. We're always reaching out. We're always reaching out. It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
Ideal Billions can't do it alone. I'm so happy for all other platforms and organizations across Africa. Phronesis Readers Club. My friend Daniel has a Readers Club. At their community is over 5,000 young people now.
Yeah.
And they go to remote grassroots areas, primary schools, secondary schools, motivating young people to read. I was privileged to speak. I've been privileged to speak on their platform, time and again, to share with, and the enthusiasm with these young people is just so encouraging.
See, I'm happy I went this way because it has allowed you to tell me all the many things you guys do. Thank you. See, like you said, education for me, I'm a big advocate that primary, secondary school education is fundamental. Okay. Now, going beyond is not everybody's cup of tea. Okay. But the primary education is the most important. And if everybody has that, they can read. Okay. Once you have the ability to read, you can read anything. Okay. At your own leisure. Okay. Now,
I agree.
Now, those people that makes me cry, okay, because of their lack of reading ability, lack of reading what's the word? Habit are those people who are actually have first degrees, master's degrees, okay, and yet they don't read, and that makes me cry. When we first talked, we delve into something that is very, very important for us as Africans, okay, and the rest of the world, okay. We talked about the problem of leadership, okay. So tell my audience your view of of African leadership. What are we doing, and how do you see it panning out?
All right. Okay. So on the lips of most Africans, we ask them, what's the three major problems Africa has? You hear corruption, bad leadership. From the three, these two are always there, right? So you now ask yourself, now what's the problem with leadership? What's the problem we have with leadership? I think it's what Dr. Miles Monroe explains as the absence of servant leadership. The understanding that when you're privileged to lead a set of people, you're actually called to a life of service. You serve yourself to the people, to the system, to the process that you have been called to. Personally, I define a leader as a person who knows the way and has gained the right skills and abilities to lead others through that way. So most times, directing people through a particular path, helping people grow and build through a particular path, channeling people towards a particular path is not the problem. It's actually, the major problem is actually whether or not you know the path well enough. Do you even know this path that you're about to lead people through as a leader? Do you know this path? And knowing the path involves understanding of the possible challenges, the opportunities, ways to optimize for the challenges, maximize the opportunities, and all of these things are involved in it. But we see that lacking most times in Africa, all right, in African leadership, because I agree that no man is an island of knowledge. That's why one of the major parts of leadership is communication. Your ability to learn is a primary ingredient of a good leader. Your ability to communicate, your ability to network, your ability to learn, a basic problem. Now, we can easily shoot to the top and say, okay, we have bad leaders. Then now, how did they become leaders? How did the bad leaders become the leaders?
Yeah.
Most parts of Africa run a democratic form of government. So that means
that's contestable.
In principle.
Okay, in principle. Okay.
Yes, in principle, right? So the contest with it is also a product of bad leadership.
Yeah.
Right? We negotiate whether or not we are truly a democratic society is due to poor leadership, bad leadership. Yeah. And the experts in governance, those who have studied government would also tell you that there are non-democratic systems of government who are doing way better than democratic organizations, and they can argue their points, right? So, but that's not what we're talking about today. So, for young people, we need to understand that once you come to the age of accountability, where you make decisions, you need to understand that you're a leader, and you need to understand that you have to take steps as a leader. You need to research, read, understand what it means to be a leader and how well you can lead. That's one of the reasons why we hold on to leadership very much at Ideas World Billions. We try to let every young person know that you are a leader. You might not be a leader in your campus, you might not be a leader in your class, but you are a leader in your environment. You're a leader in your room. You are meant to be able to guide and guard the affairs of your life as a person. You hear people say, don't let people choose you as a friend. You choose your friends. If you happen to decide to be friends with someone, let it be a sense of your choice. You decided that I'm going to be friends with this person. That's an aspect of leadership. And that's one of the things I teach most times, personal leadership. Understand yourself. Who am I truly? You find most graduates, people who are in their 30s, people who are in their late 20s. If you tell them to define themselves, they can't define themselves. They don't understand whom they are. I tell people in my school of personal leadership that 3 questions you must answer. And I also got this from Dr. Miles is, who am I? Why am I here? And where am I going to from here? These questions are questions of purpose, and purpose is directly related to leadership. So when people begin to understand whom they are, what their responsibilities are, where they are, and what the next stage of life or phase of life is for them after the one that they're currently experiencing, it begins to give them a sense of responsibility for them to lead their lives, for them to guide their lives. Now, when each and every one of us has taken our places, when opportunities of leadership positions avail themselves, you are a better fit to enter into those shoes and perform better. Why? Because as an individual, you understand what it means to be a leader. And when you are going into an office, now this is an office, that's not the leadership. The leadership is you, yourself, and all of the skill sets and attributes that you've garnered through your life's experiences. Now the opportunities avail themselves. Now, little wonder you imagine when a position comes up, you look for a leader to fill that leadership position. That should tell us something.
Yeah.
You are not looking for someone who will become a leader. The leadership position is looking for a leader.
Correct.
The position. Now, when there are no leaders available, anybody fills that position. And the fact that you are filling a position doesn't make you a leader. It just means that you are occupying the seat of a leader. Now, when the process doesn't go the way it's expected to, when the pointers don't indicate productivity and growth and progress, it tells us one thing. The leader in the leadership position is not a leader. So, and that is what in our continent, right?
Yeah.
I understand leadership can be challenging, and that's one of the things people need to learn. Leadership can be challenging. Self-discipline is challenging. You have to go through series of processes to wire yourself to a particular form of, development or growth or attitude. And most people don't, they don't care to do that because most times they don't even feel a need to. All right. I always say this, that any area of your life you've not put in deliberate work to improve will remain that way, and most times affect the other sides of your life.
Very, very good. Very good.
Now that's what brings us to letting people know that the leadership problem in the whole of Africa is our problem. Like, what our leaders are doing is our fault. Maybe we didn't challenge them enough. Maybe we didn't create the right environment, because creating an environment is a responsibility of the leader, but also it involves the contribution of the masses. Now, when you see societies where people are speaking or where people are becoming aware of what is expected of them, when people know what the Constitution says, these are your responsibilities as a leader, as a citizen, as a citizen leader. Because as a citizen, you're also a leader. You should understand what your rights are. What does your Constitution say? Is your Constitution right? Should it be amended? Should I write petitions? What is the knowledge I need? These forms of knowledge is not so rampant in Africa.
Wow.
We need to keep, saying it. We need to keep creating the awareness. We need to keep emphasizing that these things are necessary. And with time, you see that a lot of changes are going on. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Some activities that happened in Nigeria, some time ago with the NSAS protests. I don't know if you heard about it.
Yeah, of course.
When people stood up for their rights, and it was a challenging time for us as a nation. We paid dearly for it, but we are at a better position now than we were before that incident. Now, so the second challenge with leadership in Africa is understanding that you are called to dominate systems and processes and not to dominate people. So when you see individuals who don't have a good self-image, they don't have a good sense of self-esteem, who don't have the right empathy to be in leadership positions, get into leadership positions, they begin to lord over the people that they are leading, not remembering that they are meant to be their leader. They are meant to serve these people. You're meant to give your best, dedicate your time, your intelligence, your energy towards the development of these people. So most current individuals occupying leadership positions in Africa dominate people instead of dominating systems, seeking for ways to make systems work for the betterment of the people that they are leading. So yeah, that's the second thing.
Wow. See, like you correctly, rightly said, everyone have the opportunity and are supposed to be leaders in their own spaces. Okay. And when I talk to people and complaining about the people who sit on various leadership seats, I tell them, where did these people come from? Okay, they came from our communities. Okay, they came from they're all one of us. Okay, and that shows that there's something. If every election we elect somebody who is not capable to lead, okay, and next election we elect somebody who is not capable to lead, that tells me something. There's something fundamentally wrong with the communities, our communities where all these people come from, So that's my my take on that matter. Let's talk about human capacity development. Okay, you talked about it earlier, but first in Nigeria, okay, and then the rest of Africa, with the lack of funding, government funding for education, and the constant shutdown of Nigerian universities, how can the country human capacity be developed? I mean, we have so many young people out of school from primary, secondary, and right now in Nigeria, the universities.
Okay. That's a solo. That was a solo moment for me, right? It's disheartening, right? That millions of our young people get to stay at home at a time like this in Nigeria.
Yeah.
Due to the shutdown of our tertiary institutions, universities to be specific. And it's sad, it's painful, it's a lot of setback. And it's not something that's meant to happen to a society as old and developed as Nigeria, right? But that aside, right? I've understood that true education doesn't take place only in the classroom.
That's true.
True development doesn't only take place in the classroom. In fact, one of the strongest value you get from tertiary institutions or universities is network. Access to people who know things, right? Your lecturers, your friends, your peers, and also the infrastructure, the labs, and systems, libraries that will help you to, maximize your knowledge, right? So, but there is always an alternative, right? Like I always say, if there's a will to, how to will never be a problem. So we are at a downtime. It's challenging, but there are other ways we can get better. There are millions of open source documents, materials all over the internet. There are thousands of programs, free programs, scholarships, online trainings, and the rest of them available on the internet. There are lots of webinars, there are lots of trainings, there are lots of conferences that are available on the internet that people who are willing and passionate about growth and personal development can leverage to filling for this time, for this gap that they are having, to make sure they continually learn. All right. So the major thing is, one, being interested, being willing. I always say that growth is exponential in nature. Growth is not a 1, 2, 3, 4 sequential form of growth, a sequential form of process. Growth is exponential. One step creates the possibility for 2 or 3 steps. One of those steps creates another opportunity for 7 or 9 steps. That creates another opportunity for 12 or 20 steps. That's how it keeps going. That's how it keeps going. So let me use myself as an instance, right? So if I said, well, things are not going on so well in Nigeria, and finances are down, a lot of problems. In short, I don't even have time to get on social media. I don't need LinkedIn. How would I have connected with you.
Yeah.
Be on this platform, and all of the knowledge I'm sharing, all of the knowledge you are sharing, all of the knowledge the members of your community are going to interact with, that would have not been possible, to a reasonable extent.
Yeah.
But because we said, okay, fine, let's just get a step ahead. And we did. All other opportunities are available to us. So when young people are in a situation as this, like this morning, I wrote a post on our community, encouraging young people who have been affected by the ASU strike to leverage opportunities that are available. One of my mentors, Dr. Stephen Akintayo, he's the chancellor at Stephen Akintayo University. So during the lockdown, he opened up a program for young people to learn tech skills, actually on digital monetization on Stephen Akintayo University, right? Mm-hmm. So now, if you are not active, if you didn't have the right network of people that will tell you an opportunity like this is available, if you are not on social media, if you didn't have someone to inform you, you will miss out on that opportunity. Yeah. So the will to grow is very fundamental, and it goes down to the same thing I said about mindset. So your mindset is a growth mindset, and a growth mindset is a mindset that doesn't hold on to excuses. Where passion dies, that's where excuses begin primarily. Okay. So when you begin to look for ways to navigate challenges, seek for ways to optimize for downtimes, you begin to see more opportunities. Do the hard things. Fred Swanica of African Leadership University always says, do the hard things. Do the hard things. He encourages young people to, normalize doing difficult things. And I keep preaching that in my community also, do hard things. So this thing is not working now. Okay, what else can work? How can we make it work? What other alternatives are there? That's one of the ways we can leverage personal capacity, human capacity development. And I will always say, whatever you blame for not making progress, you invariably give a certain form of influence over you.
That's correct.
Whatever you blame, if you blame the system for not being a good person, the system will have an influence on you to always do bad things.
Yeah.
But look also in that system, you see people who are doing good things in the same system that you are, and it goes straight down to their mindset.
Yeah.
What makes them different? The basic fabric of their reasoning, of their thought processes, of their actions.
Well, everything you said is correct. Okay. The only problem I see is that we have a lot, tens of millions of people who have not crossed the primary education, that's primary secondary school. Okay. And unfortunately, many of their parents are maybe not literate, not educated, and don't have the funds for data, okay, that will allow their young children to go online. Yes, there are many resources online for virtually everybody. Okay. Yes, but poverty is a problem. Okay, people who are poor and illiterate or uneducated are the people who suffer the most. Okay, because yes, the world has so many resources for education. Okay, online, they can't access it, and our country, unfortunately, doesn't cherish education enough to fund primary, secondary school education, and all of us are going to suffer. Yeah, all of us are going to suffer for it, and that's very disheartening for me.
We're getting better. We're getting better. Things are changing. Times are changing. And these problems are prevalent, yes, but they won't be here for too long.
I hope so. I hope so.
Yes, they won't be here for too long. And that's why this is a marathon, like I would always say. The aim is not to hit perfection, it's to make progress. And the power is in the process. So we are getting better, we are getting better, we are getting better. And by the time the basic elements of our foundation is in place, once the structures are in place, we'll supersonically grow and we'll thrive.
That's true. Once the foundation is built, okay, yes, the progress will be exponential, okay. But to build the foundation is that should be the primary goal of the government and people like you and me, okay, to build the foundation. Abel,
yes,
see, you work with a lot of young people. I do too. Okay, so and you are doing so many wonderful things.
Thank you very much.
What's your advice to young people to enable them to also contribute their own quota to their community, just like you're doing?
Never stop growing. Never
Good.
stop
Good.
growing. That's one thing I always say. Never stop growing. Never stop building. Challenges will exist, yes. Try to look for a way to navigate through them. Keep learning, keep unlearning, keep relearning, and don't lose faith in yourself, right? Imposter syndrome is real, but it's a syndrome. You can overcome it, right? Just keep learning, keep learning. Don't be afraid to express yourself. Ask questions. Put your feet out there. You know, psychologists say that you should actually do the things that you are most scared of doing. Because those are the things that bring out your true nature and the true values you have inside of you. So don't feel like you're too young or too small or too poor or too backward or too black or too anything to make your contributions. Then start from wherever. Just start wherever it is. If you don't have an audience to speak to, you don't have a group of people to empower, start from your younger brother, start from your younger sister, your older brother, your older sister, someone you meet on the streets. Just contribute your quota. When you grow, when you learn, when you grow, you will give. That's the nature of life.
You need to learn how to do that.
Yes. So nobody expects a mango fruit from a mango tree that was planted yesterday. You don't expect it, but you anticipate it. So you don't go to the mango tree hoping to pluck a fruit, something that was just planted a few months back. But whenever you pass there, you're like, oh, someday this mango will be ripe and I'm going to pluck from it. Then until its full maturity, you begin to give, you begin to pluck. So that's the nature of growth. Invest so much in your personal growth. Read, study, research, ask questions. Then finally, build a robust network. That, like, I don't know how much I can say this for it to be adequate. If you look in your circle and you notice that your circle does not help you grow, your circle does not help you build, your circle does not motivate you, you guys are not going towards the same direction, in all humility and honesty, separate yourself from that circle and look out for people who are on the same path with you. And one thing I've noticed with people who intend to grow, people who are passionate about growth and development, is that they are happy to welcome people, as long as those people are not going to be a distraction, as long as those people are not going to draw them back. Once you have the same drive, once you are motivated, they'll be willing to have you in their path. Because time. Once you get into this business of growth and development, you notice that your greatest asset is time. Time is everything, because you know the volume of work that is out there to be done and how much less time you have to do them. So yes, that's what I have to tell you.
Wow. Thank you very much. This is powerful. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, my last question for you. looking at Africa, where we are today, and looking to the future, looking at 20 years, 30 years, what's your vision for Africa in 20 years, 30 years time?
All right. Interesting question. So most times when I answer this question, it feels like I'm hallucinating. I'm just shooting words from my mouth out of proportion. But nobody will have believed the Dubai story if they were told 15, 20 years ago, and look at where we are today. If you are someone who loves to visit places in the world and you've not gone to Dubai yet, you just feel like something is missing in my navigation map. I need to get to this part of the world, right? So what do I look forward to Nigeria becoming? I see Africa as a continent becoming the world's solution to human resources, to innovation, to personal development. These are the three areas that I see Nigeria doing so marvelously well in the next 20 to 30 years' time. China, America, Australia, Europe will be looking for Africa to supply them human capacity, skill sets in tech, in business, in corporate sectors, in medical field. They'll be looking for Africa to get ideas. Trust me. With the volume of challenges we've been through in Africa, our brains has been stretched to a strain. We've been able to get into the intricacies of several aspects of life. Several young people have redefining disruptive, innovative concepts to life that will make the world a better place. And in a very record time, you begin to see the world come to Africa to look for these people, to partner with these people. Now, it's no longer a business of picking them and drawing them out of the continent, to go and develop other parts of the world, but this time they are willing to come and stay in Africa just to interact with these things that are in Africa, majorly on the human capacity, the resource of young people, millions and millions of amazing, outstanding, redefined, transformed, innovative young people that will grace the African continent.
Wow. Yes. Wow. Well, we should be ready to compete with India, because they are also looking to do exactly what you're saying. So, yes. Abel, thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much for being so gracious to come back, even after my my mistake last time. Thank you very much. And I'm so happy listening to you. My audience has learned so many things. I'm sure they will be looking to your ideas worth million. Okay, so thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ekene, for having me. I'm happy to share my African dream, my African story with as much people that care to listen, as many people rather that care to listen as possible. So I'm grateful that you have me on your platform and giving me the privilege to speak to your audience. And I hope that they've caught the fire of the African dream and are willing to do their best in their quarters and to build our continent. Yes. So just one thing I noticed from the invite,
yes,
that the meeting was labeled Think Big for Africa with Abel Ejiofor.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's a little misconception.
Okay.
My name is Able, A-B-L-E.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, I'll correct it. Yeah.
Yes, a lot of people tend to, so don't feel bad. I get it a lot. Most times people just switch the L and E.
Okay.
So I get to, yeah,
all
but
right.
it's fine.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye.